100% legends, and welcome to the Ready Bang, the number one arm wrestling interactive podcast in the world. I'm your host, the Aussie Arm Wrestler, and boy, oh boy, once again, we're very grateful on this channel, have we got not only a guest, but at the moment, you could call him the guest. That is right, he is main event of King of the Table 7 coming up in just like 14 days. 15 days. So buy your pay-per-view, support this big fella here as he supports all of us. And I'm talking about Dave Chaffington, Esquire, Junior the Third. Easy money. Dave Chaffee, what is going on, my man?
Hey, how you doing? Thanks again for having me on the show. Looking forward to this.
Mate, everyone is looking forward to it. There's basically two topics we're going to cover today. We're going to cover the match with Rivas, and then, of course, man, boy, oh boy, we'll get Dave's response to all the sandbagging, the trash talking, the entertainment that is going on, and we'll talk about bits and pieces in between. If you're in the chat, like Lazy Hook is, give us a ready bang. Say g'day to Dave, like Lucha Pagliacci. He's in there. Let's go, Dave. Ready bang. Troy's in there saying ready bang for easy money. Jamie's in the chat. So, sup, Aussie?
What's up, guys?
Bang. Everyone is up and about. Torpal Hutchings, Mr. Jake, Mr. Easy Money. Who else have we got? We've got Yo from School Lady Boy. Martin Dotty is in there. We got, did Alex Kadecha share info with Dave about Devon's power? It's all happening, mate. It is all happening. So we'll first things first, Dave. How is the body feeling?
Feels like it always does, like a beat up old man, but I just keep going. It is what it is. I've been able to train like 90%, which is pretty good for me. My hand feels a lot better than it did over the last few months, so that's a positive. My neck is what it is. It's always given me problems, but you get used to it, day by day. So I'm ready. I'll be ready. 2 weeks, I have to be ready. So.
Oh, absolutely. Because I think what people are misunderstanding, this neck problem of yours has been happening for quite a long time. It's not something that's just popped up. How long have you been having the neck problems for?
Over 5 years now. Seriously, I had some minor issues about 10 years ago. Then about 5 years ago, I got, the herniated disc and the bulging disc and the bone spurs, and it just progressively gets worse. I should get the surgery, but like I said, I keep trucking. Maybe if I get the surgery, I'd never be able to pull again. So I don't want that. So I'm going to keep going until my body says absolutely not. So
there you go. I mean, Lorenzo saying, hey, Dave, cheers from Italy. He's going to go to bed now. He's going to watch this tomorrow.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Jeffy's pretty excited. He thinks you're the king of North America.
Well, I hope so. We'll find out soon.
We're going to talk about that. So, yeah, for those, because all the time you see it in the forums, so I thought, let's just get it from the man's mouth. This neck problem has been going on for 5 years, and I don't know if you've followed Dave Chaffee's career, but his last 5 years have been pretty good. He's had some pretty mega wins, guys. So he's very, very good. We'll get to the Rivas match in a minute, but I just want to get I don't know why people aren't getting excited, because this is the third time that this has happened. You've gone to East versus West, couldn't get the chocolates. Then you go to the king of the table, smash Alex Kadecha. You go back to East versus West, doesn't go Dave's way. You have the match of the century with Vitaly Laletin, a king of the table. Didn't go your way, and now we're back. Dave's back is against the wall, and this is where Dave pulls back. Do you feel there's a home ground advantage?
Let's hope history three-peats itself, I guess, because, the last 2 times, like you said, didn't go well in Turkey. I can't seem to win there for whatever reason. Then I go to Dubai and I do well. Hopefully it's the same situation. I like Dubai. I usually get there like a week early, so I get a lot of rest. It's a good atmosphere. They take care of you. So I'm really looking forward to this match. I'll be well rested and ready to go.
Well, when I see the difference in videos, obviously King of the Table 5, we were there together, but you go over there, you get fed well in Turkey, and I see some videos of everyone on the streets, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then I see you at Dubai, and you're in the pool, you got the sun on you. You appear a lot more relaxed in Dubai, then you take your lovely wife shopping at the biggest shopping on the planet. So then she's relaxed. So then you're relaxed, and it's
Yeah, if she's happy and relaxed, I'm happy and relaxed. So that's half the battle right there.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. People saying Turkey's a no-fly zone for Dave.
It should be. Yeah, for real.
Rob's in the chat, and he's like, ready, bang, hey, Aussie and Dave. We've got a poll going, Dave, to see if you can conquer Devon. And it is literally 50-50 down the middle, people, this match. I think now, as it's all going on and people seeing more of Devon on videos and things like that, I think people are starting to buy more into this match. When it was first released, everyone was like, it's going to be boring. But now, as we're getting closer, I love how it's getting nice and people are getting believing more into it, that it's just going to be a genuine banger.
Yeah, it's going to be a war. We have a little bit of some bad blood going on right now. He started running his mouth, so I'm going to run it back a little bit. I'm not going to be like the last. I'm not going to take his shit. I'm going to come right back at him. If he wants to act like a child, that's fine, but I'm going to come right back at him.
Oh, we'll get to that a little bit later on. But first of all, let's quickly chat about East versus West. Rivas looked amazing. What happened? We were all, especially me, I was probably the number one flag bearer of Shocktown. Mouth was left open. We have never seen anything like this in years. Was it just a bad day? Did you train for the wrong thing? What happened?
No, I mean, I'm not going to make any excuses. Rivas was super strong. I knew going in it was going to be a tough match. I trained as hard as I could with, the injuries I had. I wish I would have been able to do some different things. I don't want to take anything away from Rivas. He's going to be one of the top guys in the world. His hand is that strong. He's that good. And if he continues he put on probably 30 pounds for the match, which seems to be the norm for people who usually pull me. They get huge. And he's super strong. Like, and he's technical and he's good. And I got nothing but, praise for him. So I'm not going to make excuses. He kicked my ass. It is what it is.
Bloody hell, Dave! Bloody hell! Hey, we wanted something. No, yeah, that was probably the answer that we're after. Yeah, I think we were all just absolutely gobsmacked when it happened. We just, I remember calling it with Uncle John, and we were just like, "Whoa, shit!" Like, where did Dave go?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say I was flat or whatever, but it was hard for me to get fired up for a match with Rivas. He's a super good dude, and like I said, I don't want to take anything away from him. He's gonna be one of the top in the world pretty soon. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, if he's not
already there, if he's not already there, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Do you think that subconsciously you had one eye on the Devon match, because that was, the last time we spoke, that match was already booked?
Yeah, I mean, you try not to look past opponents, but you have something coming up in the future. But I want to say, like, maybe subconsciously, I was looking past a little bit, but it is what it is. Rivas won handily, so.
Would you feel that, say, in 6 months' time, you'd love a rematch with Rivas?
Yeah, I would if I had time to 6 months to pull anybody, but it's usually like 20 minutes notice. I'm pulling people, and I don't have time to get healthy or train, and I just take all these matches. So, like, this match is 6 matches or 6 weeks after the Rivas match. So it's, once again, I wish I had 6 months to prepare for this one. But you get the offer, and you're like, okay, it's done deal. Let's do this. So here we go.
So then, how many more matches have you got booked for the rest of the year? Without giving anything away, because they haven't been announced.
I only have one more. I don't have a set opponent, but it's going to be. I'm supposed to have one in August in New York City, actually in the United States. So that'll be actually nice. I can drive there, and I love traveling across the world. Believe me, but a nice 6-7 hour drive will be a little bit easier travel, than across the world. So that's pretty cool. But other than that, I think after that, at least my wife tells me I'm going to take some time off. We'll see. I know I should take some time off. But I'd like to take, just get some rest and see how it goes after this. Cause it's been a tough road. I've had a lot of matches in the last year. So I do need some time.
Yeah. You've been very active, flying the flag for the United States. I'm not sure what you'll do when you drive to New York City with all that extra time. Like, you don't have to wait at an airport. You don't have to fly anywhere, spend 6 to 8 hours on a plane. All that spare time, you might get a little lightheaded.
I don't. We already have some plans. Probably go to a baseball game, have some time to hang out in some nice restaurants and stuff. But yeah, it'll be weird not having 6-hour layovers, 10-12 hour flights, and it'll be actually pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie.
You might find out what your wife's middle name is. You'll have all this extra time together. Find out what her favorite color is.
Yeah, no doubt.
You're just sitting on the couch and she walks past and you're like, oh, I remember you. Hi, I'm Dave.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. We got Muscle Bike in the chat. He's been a member for 5 months. Says ready, bing bong, and bang. Jake and the Suspects. For some reason, when you're a member and you do a super chat, it doesn't come up on my thing. Hey guys, a little bit later on, we'll get to a lot of your questions in the comments. We are here, of course, with Dave Chaffee. Main event for King of the Table. This guy knows how to have a really good match. And we just got an explanation about Rivas. And once again, Dave just not making any excuses, just turns up. He got beat. We've got a quick super chat from GB19. He says, Dave is the prison guard. Story true.
What story is that? That I'm a prison guard? What story? I don't know. It depends on what story you're talking about.
If you're talking about GB19, if that's Dave's profession, then yes.
Yeah.
That's his job. Maminsky's just quickly, Aussie. Dave is a bear. Just quickly on that with your job. Do you talk to the inmates at all about any of your matches?
I don't usually bring it up, but they usually know what's going on, especially if they come in or come down from state. They know what I pull, and a lot of them watch the Game of Arms. A lot of them watch my YouTube videos and stuff like that. So they'll always ask me, when my next match is, and they're like, what's your ranking now? And I mean, they always want to know what's going on. It's kind of funny. So yeah, but I do definitely talk to them about it because they're interested.
Yeah, brilliant. Bloody hell, the sun's coming in through my window, but that's all right. We're here to see Dave. Everyone's saying, no, the prison card, not guard. Can someone explain what the prison card story is?
Yeah, I don't know.
They changed the prison keys with a swipe card.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, can't help you there.
Yeah, so there you go. It's a story Devon told.
Oh, yeah, surprising. Devon's fans, cool. Have a nice day.
Well, let's fire into this. The first promo we see, fuck Dave Chaffee.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts just on that?
Well, that was whatever. Is what it is. Then he wants to belittle somebody, call somebody stupid and dumb. I mean, what kind of a human being are you, honest to God? Seriously, who would do that? I have no respect for that dude one bit. He's supposed to be a role model, and he's nothing but a bully on and off the table. To me, he's a joke and an embarrassment to arm wrestling. That's how I feel about him.
Man, mate, you can keep going. I mean,
I could keep going. He's disrespectful to everybody on the table, off the table. Around the world, there's anti-bullying campaigns, and that's pretty much what he does on and off the table. That's our role model for arm wrestling, If that is it, I want nothing to do with that.
Wow, you are coming in hot. So when he starts making comments, that you beat up the prison the prison inmates and you can't count to one and you're done.
I didn't hear that when I beat up the prison inmates. I didn't hear that. That's a good one.
Yeah. So it's do you see it as bullying? I know you hate the trash talk side of it, or do you just see it as him just trying to get under your skin?
I mean, there's trash talking, and there's someone trying to like embarrass somebody and make somebody look stupid and feel stupid. There's a big difference. There's a fine line between that. There's trash talk and there's different stuff, and the stuff he does is just unacceptable and disrespectful, and it is what it is.
Well, how are you going to respond on the table?
You'll find out.
When we get to Dubai, will you engage with him at all?
I'm sure we'll have a little bit of, a little chit chat going on. It's part of the game. So yeah, we'll see. It'll be fun.
I can't wait. The Drew 24 has been a member for 3 months, and he says Chaffee plus stem cells equals Super Dave.
Listen, I've looked into stem cells, and I was talking to some people. Just the amount of money it was going to cost me for the possibility that may or may not work. I just couldn't do it. Maybe if I got a good deal and something happened, I would try anything that would possibly work for my neck. Honestly, I would love to. So.
Yeah, I could only imagine. Guys, what do you think of Devon's comments? Let us know in the chat. Let us know what you think. Are you a fan of it? Like, I love trash talking. Dave's just said that it's gone a bit too far. So when did Devon go a bit too far?
Well, I mean, he pretty much always does that. That's. I mean, even on the table, like what he does to people, he'll pretty much just try and embarrass you. Basically, like he thinks he does this dumb. I'm gonna steal your soul. Like you're not stealing nobody's soul, dude. You do a little Kings move. You tire somebody out. And then you sit there and like try to make somebody quit when they have nothing left. That's a joke, dude. Sorry for you.
So you just think that if you can pin someone, you just pin them straight away.
Yeah, I mean, you want to do a little bit of showboat, and that's fine. But you don't sit there trying to embarrass somebody. There's no room for that anywhere, any type of sport.
Yeah, beautiful. Will we just got a quick super chat from Travis. You outclassed the bum. He says, "Thanks, Dave." I think a few people, are enjoying the other side of the coin, which is good. Calling another peer dumb, Dave is right. Insult to his wife and family, not good.
Thank you. I agree with you 100%. It's something I wouldn't do as a person, as a human being. I would never insult somebody, insult their intelligence, call them stupid in front of their peers, and then try to make somebody feel a certain way like that. That's just wrong to me. And him as a human being, I think he's a fucking joke. So sorry for the language.
Mate, fire off, Dave. You do whatever you want on this channel, mate.
Yeah, like listen, man, you're supposed to be a role model for arm wrestling, and that's how you act. You got little kids watching you growing up and trying to emulate that. That's just wrong. Sorry. Nothing to do with that.
Yeah, beautiful. Now, Devon reckons that you started all this back in the WAL days, that you've started this, whether it's banter, whether it's, you respect each other's careers, but not each other's as arm wrestlers.
What, because of the comments of the sportsmanship, how he acts on the table? That was just a comment about how he acts. Basically, what I just said. You want to try to embarrass somebody on the table and stuff. That's not cool. If he thinks that started, I didn't start anything. That was just one little comment on how he acts.
Yeah, there you go. Just a quick super chat. Thank you very much, Lucha Pagliacci. Hey guys, if you're in the chat now, please hit the like button. We are here with the one and only Easy Money, Dave Chaffee.
That's funny.
And he says, is it true prisoners all kneel in respect to Lord Dave Chafington Jr. Esquire III? Just kidding, mate. Hope you take down that clown, Devon.
Thank you. I appreciate the sport. That's not true.
Well, I could actually say it. It's like as you just
Yeah.
powering down, I picture the prisons like the movies, or I used to take my students to prison here in Australia, and then I could just see like your apprentice walks in first, and then it's like, oh, Neil, Lord Dave, and then everyone just. I'm
Yeah.
with you, Luca. I think it does happen. I think Dave's too humble to let us know that they
No,
all
definitely, it definitely doesn't happen.
oh, this is brilliant. Here we go. Joe Nelson's got a really important question. He says, I want the most important question answered. What does Dave think about Chave Davey?
Who's that? My alter ego, or
So our great friend Derek Smith, he does a live show I think it's Wednesday night. Shout out to Derek Smith. He's awesome.
Mhm.
And he has a cactus in the background. And he calls it Chave Davey.
Oh, I love it. I didn't even know that. That's cool. That's funny.
Oh, brilliant. Michael Layton Sr. is in the chat. Thank you very much for the super chat. He says, Dave is displaying what true US pride looks like.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. I try to do things the way they should be done. That's just I was always brought up that way, and that's how I act.
Now we do have a little bit of bad news, Dave, because I'll be stuck in the commentary booth at King of the Table.
Who's gonna be in my corner with the wife?
I'm just gonna have to see if they'll let me take a microphone.
You're gonna have to, yeah. Man, that's some bad news. So that just ruined my night right there. That was man.
It's so will we see the history repeat itself with that amazing picture of the double kings move?
I hope not. God, that one time is plenty for that hideous match and move, and it's I mean, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, I think it's going to be a war. Devon's got that absurd endurance, so I'm going to have to do things the right way to keep my endurance up. So hopefully it doesn't result to a double kings move, that's for sure.
Oh, let's not get in there. Let's not get in there. So the main event's happening. We've still got 2 weeks to go. Do you watch any of, like, I'm sure 1,000 people send you clips of Devon's trash talk. Do you watch any of them, or does Amber just come in and go, it's a new day, Devon said A, B, and C?
Usually I don't watch them unless someone tells me about them, and then Amber the wife will say something to me, and I'll be like, why are you watching that shit? She'll get more mad than I do. You know what I mean? It bothers her more than me. I'm like it just, don't even watch that nonsense. So yeah, I don't, some of it I do, and then usually if, like, when someone tells me about it, but I don't go looking for it, that's for sure.
Yeah. Now, Denis Saplenkov was getting a little bit annoyed. I mean, Denis hardly ever looks annoyed. He's a really good guy. That Devon is so active and not taking the Denis match, seriously. That they're struggling to find a date now. When you have an opponent, a main event opponent, does it bother you at all that your opponent's having 5-6 matches before your match in a short time?
I don't think it. I mean, it doesn't bother me. I understand people, take certain matches for certain reasons, and that's their prerogative. If they feel they're okay enough and healthy enough to take, a match so many days before, a scheduled match. I mean, that's perfectly fine. I mean, that's just I can see why Denis, you felt slighted a little bit. I thought they're not pulling now in Was it November, October, or something?
They're
Or
supposed to pull in October, but they just seem to not be able to agree on things now. So it's a bit up in the air.
yeah, see, I didn't know. I knew they had. I thought the date was set and everything, but yeah, I mean, I see why Dennis would. He would he'll probably use that as fuel to the fire, thinking that Devon's taking him lightly. So I can see why he would definitely use that as a type of motivation. But for me, I'm like, it's whatever. If it's going to take that match, and then more power to him if he's got that much endurance and health and that he can do it right before that one. That's fine. So it wouldn't bother me.
What would be your ideal match set per year? Like Devon's pulling 100 times, Denis Saplenkov twice. We've had Levan only pull once in a year. What would be perfect for Dave Chaffee to get the best Dave for every match?
Yeah, honestly, if there's a best day, probably twice a year would be probably optimal, honestly, to give me enough time, 6 months in between each match to first to heal up and then actually be able to train hard enough for the amount of weeks, months leading up to that, which I haven't been able to do in the last 2 years, honestly. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. But with that amount of time, 6 months, between each match, I think that would be the perfect amount of time for me to actually prepare and be 100% ready.
Yeah, beautiful. We'll get to some people in the comments. We got Spermies. He says, Dave, I love you, but my boy Devon's going to spoil your day. That's coming from a Canadian.
Yeah, hey, it's going to be a match. It could go either way, so we'll see. Thank you, though.
It's going to be great. I'm so pumped for this one. Ready Fang from the White Wolf. What else have we got? Muscle Bikes having a good laugh in there. He's up and about. Ranks on. He says, nice to come home and see this. Thanks for joining us, mate. Appreciate it. It's good. Red Hot Chili Peppers. He says, Devon is usually funny and playful with the banter. This dumb script is not entertaining or funny, but he's still rooting for Devon and Canada. That's cool, Red Hot Chili Peppers. That is cool. White Wolf, thank you very much for the super chat. He's come in and he says, Dave seems super chilled and plays the game. But Dave, did Devon really get under your skin the night before you pull with him during the garage interview with Neil, Mike, and Devon? Good luck.
No, not at all. Devon didn't get under my skin. It basically was the same thing, him acting like he does, and then I was just saying the things I did, basically how I felt about him. I mean, he wasn't under my skin any more than normal. So I just when he gets under my skin is like at the table. I'm just sitting there. I just want to set up and pull. He just wants to spend 38 minutes messing around on the grip, wasting time. I just want to pull, and you got like Jody sitting there running interference, yelling at the ref, basically, so Devon can try to get whatever he wants, because of course he can't win without cheating the grip, basically, and he has to have his wife do that too. So hopefully I get a fair grip in Dubai, and that's all I'm asking for is a fair match.
Yeah, he's not asking for much. Carolyn says, Dave, you rock. All respect.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Lazy Hook says, where'd it go? He goes, oh no, well, where'd your comment go? Man, everyone's going nuts. Love Dave's attitude towards the sport. Wish we would hear from him more often. Now, speaking of, everyone knows that Jodie's always going to support her men. She does it very vocally and she's very smash mouth, in your face type thing.
Hey, there's a difference between supporting your man. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you're up there yelling interference, so Devon can do whatever he wants in the grip, and anybody that doesn't see that doesn't know what's going on. But that's 100% what's going on right there. So just pay attention. Nothing wrong with supporting your man, 100%. I agree with that. But there's a little bit different thing going on there.
Well, my question was going to be, if because I'm not sure if Jodie is coming to Dubai. If she is, awesome. It'd be nice to meet her. But if Jodie,
Jodie is very nice. I love Jodie. She's very nice, lady off the table. She's very nice, but I know what's going on. I know 100% know what's going on during the match. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure that out. So
yeah. But then will Mrs. Chaffee just pipe up and start firing shots back if Mrs. Larratt does that?
Well, I don't think you've ever seen it happen before, but she has a side to her that no one's ever seen. You never know. You never know. She likes to show herself with respect, like I do. But it's if push comes to shove, you never know what could happen.
Oh, baby! Oh, I might just start commentating from the table, and I'll just start antagonizing it and throwing it out there. No, I don't want to disrespect anyone's wife. Well, what would you rather? Would you rather beat Devon 6-0, but it's a double Kings move every time, or lose to Devon, but it's an all-out hook battle, fair starts, and everything just went,
I would rather take the loss 100% in a battle than do that. Yeah, definitely I would, because I would love to pull like that. Just go in there and have a war, and not just definitely. I'd rather take the loss and have an awesome, entertaining war inside, or you know what I mean. That's just me though.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I take losses all the time. It's nothing. I ain't worried about it. So.
Oh, I think it's great. Yeah, I mean, if for those that are coming in now, thank you for joining Dave Chaffee and myself. And earlier on in the program, Dave just said he got beaten by the better man with Rivers Las Vegas. So yeah,
that was a good one.
I think sometimes as well, David. And whilst I love having a chat with you, you just give everyone just that reminder that while we're all lunatics and we live and breathe this sport, it is still just arm wrestling at the end of the day. If you win, beautiful, celebrate, enjoy. But if you lose, well, back to the drawing board, on to the next match.
Absolutely. You go back home, you train harder, you see what you did wrong, and then you come back and you win the next one. That's what you do.
Well, that's what you do. If you lose a match, Dave, you just come back to king of the table.
That's exactly, yeah. That's what I
do. Brilliant. Rates again. You said some heat going on. Yeah, I think we're just at a stage now where I think Dave's just had enough.
Listen, I'm fired up and ready to go. I'd pull right now if he was here. I'm ready. I'm absolutely ready, 100%. I want this match. I'm coming for him.
What would be the first round one? You come in and you just give us that, that sheer horsepower that you bring to the table, and you pin Devon. What do you think the first thing you would do? Because I know things just come naturally, but what would you think the first thing you would do to react?
I would probably let a little excitement yell out, probably a little scream, a little woo, something like that. I'd be a little fired up, of course. And then it's round two. I got 3 more to go after that. So you got a second to celebrate, and then you're back on the table.
There you go. Oh, I love it. Pablo, shoot me the quick, interesting question as we keep rolling on. Is Rivas the strongest puller you've ever felt?
He was really strong. I think Levon's the strongest puller that I ever felt. It's hard to compare as different times and different situations. Rivas, honestly, I think that if he continues to pull and train and get better, I mean, he could be. Definitely he could be.
Man, that would be brilliant. I mean, guys, if you haven't already, I mean, we got a fired up Dave Chaffee, who's not really in to the trash talking, but he's dropping bombs on the Unzi Arm Wrestlers channel. So if this doesn't make you buy the pay-per-view, I give up. When Dave comes out firing, if that doesn't get you excited, I give up.
It takes a lot to get me fired up. I'm fired up for this match. It'll be entertaining. You buy the pay-per-view, I'm telling you, it won't be disappointing. It's going to be good. We're going to put on a show.
Oh, it's gonna be brilliant. I absolutely love it. So you were mentioning earlier. Let's give people a bit of an insight when you do get to Dubai, because obviously now more and more things are going on. Like it's not a matter of just turning up and having your match. Now it's, we do the sponsorship thing at the hotel, signatures, rules meetings, podcasts with everyone that's there, videos and things like that. So what's a good setup for Dave? You've landed in Dubai, and how do you like to get ready before we turn up to the space?
I like to find the nearest restaurant, sit down, have a nice meal with my wife is the first thing. And then get a good night's get to the hotel, get a good night's sleep. And then usually, like you said, the schedule is usually rigorous. They have a bunch of stuff, going on for you. I don't know what it's going to be like this time because I'm leaving like a day. I wanted to see a day or two earlier than usual. So I'll get there. I think I leave Saturday before I get there Sunday. So I have like the whole week, but they usually have a lot of stuff, planned out. As long as I can, find some pull time with the wife, I'm happy. Get a little relaxation in there. Like to go. They got a lot of nice stuff there at the mall. But once you get, and I honestly, I don't try to think about the match until like a little bit before. I just the stress and the anxiety. I try to keep it out of my mind. But usually that day before, I start to amp myself up. And you start, thinking about everything. You put everything in your head, visualize everything, get focused. Of course, I watch videos throughout the week of, just to remind me what I want to do in certain situations. That's pretty much my week. That's, besides the stuff that there's, they schedule out for you, all the, like you said, all the podcasts and the interviews and signing stuff and rules, etc. And spending, get some time with my wife, which is, the nice relaxing part of it. So,
yeah, I love that. That's the one thing. Trash talking and everything aside, when I speak to you, Devon, Michael Todd, like everyone just seems to be very respectful. As like my wife, got a time with my wife, time with my wife, time with my wife, and that's something. Anyone that watches this show resonates with me. I get my wife on the show and things like that. So that's one thing I absolutely.
Honestly, I feel I'm so super. I feel like super lucky. I get to travel to all these places over the world, bring my wife with me, and it's something I would never been able to do if it wasn't for arm wrestling. This will be my third trip to Dubai in like a little over a year. I would have never thought in a million years I'd be doing all these things. So it's nice to get to do that and enjoy some of the different things. So I'm very appreciative.
Oh, I'm the same as you. Like Dubai was never on my list, and I'm the same as you. This will be my third time since October, and I was in Norway not that long ago. I was in Ireland for Arm Gods and everything. Ragson's in there, and he says, I live 5 minutes from where Minigus trains. Danes are getting tough.
Mindagus, he's a beast, man. He's a monster. I love watching him pull.
Oh, and that's the one thing I'm really enjoying. So many superstars building up. Maminsky's in the chat. Says, absolute legend and such a class act. Been watching Dave for years. Love this guy. Dave is how we want the USA represented. What an awesome, hardworking guy. Keep it up, buddy, and good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate that. 100%.
That's a very nice thing. Now, you're a big sports fan. You love baseball. Last time we spoke, you've been right into a lot of other sports. So going back to the podcast, the signing, the merch, the trading cards that are coming out, and Dave Chaffee's our signature athlete for the Maximum Babe trading cards. Just quietly, pre-orders coming out mid-July. Now, is that? I know it can interfere with your setup and everything. But are you happy that that's the way arm wrestling is headed? We're starting to treat you guys like the athletes as we see you, like an MLB star, like an NBA star. We're starting to put you guys on that pedestal. Hey, a signed Dave Chaffee card. That's worth a few bucks. A signed Dave Chaffee t-shirt, like when you went to East versus West. I think you got tendonitis in your wrist. 400-500 things.
There was a lot of signing there, yeah, for sure.
But are you enjoying that, even though it's so close to your mega match with the best in the world?
I enjoy it for the most part. It's really nice to to go over there and be kind of like treated like a king, because you put all this hard work in over the years. I started arm wrestling in a bar, 16 years ago. I never expected million years, to get to where I've been. Like I said, I feel super lucky, blessed to be able to do what I do. So to be treated like that, it's pretty awesome. But at times, like I do want the time to myself. I'm a very quiet, private person. Um, I get a little anxiety around people. Like honestly, interviews. I don't do too many interviews.
Yeah, that's why I'm
You've
very
probably done.
appreciative.
You've done probably more interviews with me than anybody has ever done. Because
Yeah.
I appreciate you. You're a good guy. I love you. So, but I do definitely like my quiet time. So at times I just want to kind of sit there and relax and just be by myself. But it's definitely awesome to be treated like that for sure.
Yeah, well, I think so as well. Look, for someone like me, it's, water off a duck's back. So if I'm doing signings and interviews and podcasts and everything, that's not a problem for me. That's why I'm very interested with you, because like back in the day, you'd been on TV twice, reality TV and ESPN. You're the first person in a million years to get a win over Denis Saplenkov. And when we first chatted about 18 months ago, like you came off the plane, went to work the next day. So
Yeah, like
you beat the strongest arm wrestler in the world. You're on ESPN, and it's like, cool. All right, thanks, babe. Yeah, that was me on ESPN. Just all right. It's Monday. I'm off to work.
yeah, that's how it was basically. No one knew or cared. I was on Game of Arms that people watch that, so I put arm wrestling on the map a little bit there, especially in our little hometown, Erie, not a big city, so that was pretty cool. And then beating Dennis, that was right around the same time. Going over to Poland and beating him as Lottie, that was pretty amazing. It was like the first time people ever want to take a picture with me and stuff. They were so excited, like they were crowding around me when I beat the man, And so that was pretty cool. And then, being on ESPN, that was awesome also. But yeah, as time gone by now, people do more and more hey, you're the arm wrestler, hey, you're the arm wrestler, right? So, more and more people are starting to notice now, which, it's pretty cool. Like I said, you put the time in, and it's, I never looked for recognition or never cared. I just wanted to compete, but it is pretty cool to get a little bit.
Yeah, and it's I think it's pretty cool. You're not going. You're not paying for the travel to go there. You're not paying to enter the tournament or anything. You're getting some big dollars these days to go and compete, and they're bringing your wife with you as well. So I'm a big fan. I come from a lot of other sporting backgrounds, so I'm a huge believer of if we start treating you like the superstars that we are, and the 130 people that are in the chat now see you as a genuine superstar, then the rest of the world will, because I think we need to, because at the moment we are so lucky that we can just jump on Instagram or Facebook, and you got a 50-50 chance of the best in the world messaging you. Like one of my favorite stories ever, I remember messaging you and you're like, oh, nah, not really. I'm pretty busy for the next 3 months. And I put it in my calendar. I waited 3 months and I messaged you. Then I had to message you 10 minutes later because it was your birthday. And I was like, oh, sorry, happy birthday. But you know what I mean? You responded. I'm having the best in the world respond to me. You respond to a lot of people, whether it's here in the chat, on your Instagram, either in the comments section, your DMs and things like that, which I think we really need to start appreciating in the arm wrestling world. And I think we need to start treating you superstars, hence the trading cards and things like that.
Yeah, that's definitely awesome to trade. I love the training cards and the stuff like that. It was like super cool. I'm sure with you with the interview, I probably just kind of was just blowing you off because I didn't like interviews, nothing to do with you or anything like that. But then you were persistent, so I was like, all right, I'll do it. So But I've always responded to messages. Like it started off, and I'm only been on Instagram for a few years, but like with Facebook for many years, people would always message me, what's your workout? And I always took the time out to, and they're like, oh, pay. I'm like, I don't want any money. I'm like, I'll tell you what I do. And I don't care. I'll show you exactly what I do, and I would take the time to help people out, because that's what you do. Arm wrestling it's a tight knit sport. It was for many years, before it's got a little more popular. But even before that, it was very tight knit, and people would ask you, what do you do for this? What do you do for that? And I never had a problem, messaging people and just let them know what I do. That's, I thought it was the right thing to do.
You know what I mean? Like we're not, you're not getting a reply from Steph Curry. You're not getting a reply from Conor McGregor. You know what I mean? But the best in the world in our sport, you're giving them thousands of dollars worth of free content, with the telling them how a world champion works out. All right, let's start hitting up some comment section, because we've got 152 legends here to see the man. And I'm going to give him a bit later on, guys. We'll go for about another 10, 15 minutes, because Dave's time's pretty precious. We got to respect that. But we got to let him have a couple of minutes just to fire off on Devon. Pseudonym in the chat, thank you very much. He says, Dave, thank you for keeping good sportsmanship in the sport. Reasonable trash talking is good, but some others go too far, in my honest opinion.
I 100% agree with you. Good sportsmanship is important in every single sport, not just arm wrestling. Trash talk is fine too, but like I said, like you said, and I agree to an extent.
I love a bit of trash talk, but sometimes it can go too far. I didn't mind some of Devon's. I don't know about saying that you're beating up the prison guards, but I think with Devon, that was just a bit of more fun than malicious, if that makes sense. White Wolf is in the chat. He says, to be honest, Dave, Devon seems to bring the most fired up Dave Chaffee to the table, ready to smash. Curious if you put on any arm wrestling clinics or seminars.
I don't. Honestly, because I get anxiety. I don't like talking in front of people or doing stuff like that. But if you are on Instagram or Facebook and you want to message me, I will gladly answer any question, help you out with a workout, no problem, free of charge.
Oh, wow. That's just, mate, I think your inbox is going to be flooded worse than a hot girl changing her relationship to single. You're in a lot of trouble there, Dave.
Although I did answer that too quick. Like I might be doing one along with a couple people for the New York City event that I'm doing. They kind of might have talked me into it, but I'll probably just be there to sit on the table and demonstrate. Because like I said, I don't like to talk, but for the most part, I don't do seminars or clinics. But feel free to message me if you have any questions.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Everyone, and the chat is absolutely flying. Dave versus Devon. Ranks On says, man, how can we support Dave?
Hey, just cheer me on, man. I appreciate any support whatsoever. I love all my fans, and I appreciate anything. That's it.
And honestly, guys, I know we harp on about it. If you really want to know, it's buying the pay-per-view. It's buying the pay-per-view. I'm not sure about Dave's contract, but sometimes we're getting into that session now where people get percentage of pay-per-views as another source of avenue. But what you got to do is, if Dave Chaffee's the main event, and then they're selling record number pay-per-views because Dave Chaffee's the main event, well, then they're going to book Dave Chaffee more, aren't they? If we have, Dave Chaffee is the main event, and then, we got 2,000 buys, maybe we shouldn't have Dave, then Dave misses out on matches. So that's my opinion. I could be wrong,
yes,
Dave, but I think
exactly
programs for free. You're on the podcast every time I ask, and then so I think this would be a great way to support you.
Yeah, exactly what you said. That too. I don't like being like that. But yeah, that buying a pay-per-view would definitely be supported.
Yeah, it's going to be, mate. This is going to be good. Forbidden Props says that you're a badass. Everyone's in there. Okay, so I've read all the super chats, guys, so far. What else? Just quickly, go Dave. Kill the clown of the sport.
Plan on it.
There we go. I love Dave Chaffee from Yippers Cards.
Love you too.
Well, Yippers, I have 2 Dave Chaffee cards. Keep an eye on the Aussie Arm Wrestler, mate. We might be able to work out a deal. Get you to break one of the packets on your Instagram or something like that, hey? Yippers Cards. Hey? Wonder who that could be, Dave?
I don't know. That's weird. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know.
Quick question here from Tall Paul Hutchins, because this is deemed the King of North America. So would you roll over Devon, you get a big win there. Is cementing the King of North America in your sights, or it's like, who do you want me to pull now?
Like I said, I'm gonna take some time off for a while. I would definitely pull Jerry down the road. I've pulled Jerry, numerous times over the years. He's always a tough challenge. But maybe sometime down the road. But like I said, I'm gonna take a little time off after August, I think, just to get my body healed up a little bit. So
there you go. I'm now getting yelled at. Tell Dave I love him. Tell David.
I said I love him. I love him too. I love her too. Jeez.
Are you in trouble, like David?
Wait, no, it's always David, no matter what. If I'm in trouble or not in trouble. Oh yeah, it's Dave. She's the only person that calls me David. Yep.
Wow. Wow. That's. I did. Please don't yell at me. Please don't yell at me. Let's get some blowing. Is that blowing kisses in a party hat? I better get out of the way. Oh no, got to get out of the way. I don't want. They're all for you, Dave. White Wolf wants to know, Dave, do you drink at all? What's your fave? Beer, whiskey, or something else? You did say you started pulling at bars. I'm a beer and whiskey guy from my man.
Yeah, I used to drink a lot at a younger age. I don't drink a ton anymore, but when I do, I love Jack Daniels. A big whiskey guy. Jack and Cokes, definitely. I'm not a big beer guy, but you throw some Jack Daniels down. I do love a little bit of Jack.
Well, let me be the first one after the event to buy you Jack Daniels and Coke. I'd love to.
Sounds good.
Have a Jack and Coke with you for sure. Stem cell Dave would do it. Everyone's big on the stem cells.
Yeah, well, like I said before, I'd like to try it just with the money that was going to cost me, maybe down the road. With if it's not 100%, it's going to work. It was hard for me to spend that kind of money. That was the issue with me.
There you go. And we've got a super sticker from Kyle Hardy, 79 pence super sticker. Thanks heaps, Kyle. It's going to be brilliant, guys. Everyone's just arguing with each other in the chat. Devon fans versus people that don't like Devon.
That sounds about right.
They're doing it pretty respectfully in the chat, which is always I like. Everyone has their own opinion on this channel.
Yeah, of course.
All righty, guys. We'll go for about another 5 more minutes. So you guys have got about 3 minutes to get some questions in there about this big King of the Table match, and then I'm leaving the microphone open for Dave to give one final message to Devon Larratt before we head over to Dubai. Dave will be leaving in about a week's time, and I'll be there. I think it's Thursday morning, Dubai time, and then we'll sit there.
Look forward to seeing you.
It's gonna be good fun, mate. It's always good fun.
No doubt.
We're gonna put like my jacket's gonna go in the arm wrestling Smithsonian because it's got your blood on it. From King of the Table. It's got Evan Burgoyne's beer on it. It's It's going good. Okay, everyone's just talking. Everyone's talking about the refs and things like that. How many times? I'll fire it off while everyone's getting some questions in. If they're not attacking each other, how many times have you officially pulled Devon?
Have I called him?
Pulled him.
Oh, pulled him. Okay, I pulled him one time. I think it was 2014 or something. I think twice in 2014 or 2015. I can't remember. And I won those two. And then he beat me in the super match in 2019, 3-1. And then this will be the deciding factor right here.
The be all end all.
This will be it.
One of the usual suspects, Captain Obvious, says, Dave, convince the people at the space in Dubai to let you take a supercar for a rip.
Yeah, I'd love to, but that'd be scary. I don't know. There's some amazing cars there. Like the whole like when I first went to Dubai, when they offered me the first match against Alex, I had even no idea what Dubai was or where it was, or I knew nothing about it. Then I looked online, and the pictures, it looked like a cartoon. I'm like, is this place even real? And then you get there, like, holy wow, this place is real. It's amazing. But yeah, I would love to take a ride in a supercar.
Mate, two things. I love the space, but two things about it. One, I am petrified to go in within 2 meters of those cars.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm pretty clumsy, so I'd like trip on it and knock the mirror off or scratch it with my phone or card or something. And second of all, I feel really bad because like my stepdad, my 2 stepbrothers, my father-in-law, one of my brother-in-laws, they absolutely froth over cars. They love cars. So I have no idea about cars. So like I'll film them and I'm like, oh, hey, look at all these colorful cars where I'm at. And then, I get all the messages back. That's like $10 million worth of cars there. And it's,
yeah, that place is absurd. Like the cars are like incredible. Like I couldn't imagine even, owning one, driving one, owning one, anything. They're just insane.
Oh, okay. What would you rather, beat Devon or get to take one of those cars home?
For life, to get to take the car, I think I would take the car. Shit, that's pretty awesome, man. I could always ask for a rematch with Devon. I could get a rematch, but to take that car, hell,
Well, yeah, I probably would as well. Sell it, get $1 million. Beautiful. Then you can break cards full time. Like
exactly.
So, but you brought up a really interesting word. I find it weird. You said rematch. Now, you watch the World Series of Baseball. That's a best of 7, the playoffs and everything. I love the NBA. Game 4. So teams are always rematching. When I watch the UFC or boxing and there's a good match, I love a rematch. But in the arm wrestling world, there seems to be a predominant hatred towards rematches. What are your thoughts on athletes having rematches? So the first thing when this match was announced, everyone was like, oh my God, they've already pulled. And I'm like, that was 4 years. That was an Olympic Games ago. That was 4 years ago.
Times change. Things change in 4 years. People get better, people decline, people, train harder, find different techniques. There's a lot of different things that can happen that can change an outcome in a match. 4 years, even 1 year, people can get, especially if you're up and coming in a year or 2 years, you can get that much better and change the outcome of a match. So I don't think there's any problem with rematches. I think people just want to see different matches all the time, but sometimes the rematch can be a lot better than the first match. So I have no problem with rematches in arm wrestling at all.
Yeah, nice, good. That's what we want. Where was that? This one's always big. I'm not big on talking about it, but I like Angelo, so I'll get it up there. It says, how much table time training do you do, Dave, compared to weight training?
We train once a week on the table, usually for like an hour, a little more than an hour, because my My elbow, honestly, it takes about that much time to recover and feel good, about a week. So I do once a week on the table. And then I used to train in the gym a little more than I do now, but I still probably at least probably 5 times a week, I would say, on a good week that I do. But my workouts are only probably 20 minutes to a half an hour, and it's all geared towards arm wrestling. I don't bench press or squat or anything like that. It's all arm wrestling movements. So
Ah, I take, yeah, I think people just don't realize how wide you are, like how massive your shoulders are. I remember first seeing you at the restaurant. I was like, oh, big Dave. And you just kept expanding. You're like one of those $5 dinosaur toys. If you just add water to it, it kept expanding. And I'm like, oh, hey, Dave, nice to meet
that's
you in
fine.
person. You just kept going. I was like, oh man, the television, and I think because you're going up against bigger guys, like you mentioned earlier, the
Yeah.
TV doesn't do you justice. Zach Attack, thank you very much. He says, hey Aussie, Dave, I'm a true fan of arm wrestling. I love Devon and yourself. You're both special to me as a fan. No matter who wins, I just want to see you both healthy.
Awesome, Zach, man. Thank you. That's the name of the game, staying healthy. And it's hard to do as an arm wrestler over the years because you're just beating up your bones and your tendons and your muscles. So yeah, staying healthy is definitely a huge part of the game.
Yeah, brilliant. Ranks on again. Thank you very much. He says, take the car and win it, champ. Good luck, Dave.
I love that answer.
Yeah, imagine if you could have both. Okay, quickly.
Nice.
Anything else, guys? I've just realized we've just gone over an hour, so we'll leave it there. Dave, any final words you want to throw out to Devon?
I think I pretty much, said everything I needed to say. I am so ready for this match. He can, say the stuff he does and try to insult, me and do what he has to do to make himself feel better and try to put on a show. But come June 24th, I will be ready.
There it is. There it is. Dave is the man, and that's why I love him. Guys, can we all give Dave a big ready bang as we wrap up the show? Thank you all so much. This is brilliant. And, of course, a big, massive thank you to Dave Chaffee. 161 people in the chat. Before we leave, guys, if you can all hit the like button, and if you've subscribed to the channel, that would be the best. Devon's Forearm says, wish you the best.
Thank
Dave.
you.
GB19 with a ready bang. Right, we're out of here, guys. Thank you so much for making me feel like a rock star and tuning in to see Easy Money. Dave Chaffee, we'll see you in June 24th at King of the Table. See you later, guys.